Welcome back, folks, with me, Phil 2 Real. You're watching part 9 of the East 2 playthrough. I'm going to just go ahead and leave that in there. I'm not going to go with take 5. Anyways, we're going to go talk to Grotto, who's the last person Tarf talked to when he had the Black Pearl. And Grotto's going to say the man with the black coat came back here and he found a pebble and bent down and picked it up and just disappeared, which that was Dalles. And if that was Dalles, well, he had every opportunity to burn down the village, destroy the village, whatever with the village. And he just said, hey, here's the Black Pearl, let me go and get this. It's probably some support. And Mr. Gaytkeepahs, it's very helpful. He lets us know that Dalles had interrupted a meeting, and that's probably where he stashed the Black Pearl. So we need to go to that meeting room, which is where Gaytkeepahs was, and her little entourage, or meeting folks, board of directors, board of regions, whatever you want to call them. Knights of the Round Table, I don't know. Demons of the Round Table, there you go. But we need to go there. I will say it's about the Gaytkeepahs here. They are some of the most helpful information hints that we can could ask for, and I almost feel bad for what we're going to be doing to 10 generations of Gaytkeepahs. But yeah, so I'll talk more about that little unfortunate massacre that we're going to do later on the part. But we're going to go down here, or I'm just going to go around and go take out some more demons and hope for getting some big experience points. But at this point, I'm not going to get very many experience points. It's just going to be like 2 or 3 or 4 if I'm lucky. But here's the meeting room. We need to go in there, and then now that we have the shrine key, we can open it, go in here, and the Black Pearl's right there in the pedestal. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to warp to the goddess's palace with the return magic. So that's awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So we're going to go there, very top hill. So we're going to go there, and the goddesses are going to repair the Dreaming Idol with the Black Pearl, and we're going to get the Omega Idol. No, I'm just joking. It's still the Dreaming Idol. Just has a little bit of a cosmetic change to it. And the goddess says, break the curse on our people, travel to the top of the Campanile, and raise the idol toward the heavens to undo the spell of petrification. The final battle is nigh. We're going to call the priest's descendants to come and help you, blah, blah, blah. And it won't be long until the final battle and the core of Ease happens. So, yeah, we're ready there. So, we're going to go to the Campanile, which is basically a straight shot. Just go down, follow the path, and then when you have an opportunity to go north, just keep going north. And I will say this about the Campanile, aka the Bell Tower. I do make a big jump cut because the Campanile is just one giant climb that's just straightforward. So I'm going to start the jump cut right where where we're supposed to find Maria's body. So if you go through the Campanile lane, go north as far as you can, you'll come across the sacrificial altar, and Maria's not there. So how could they move a body? Or did the body move on its own? Who knows? But we'll address that little plot point later on in the next part. So you need to equip the Dreaming Idol, and then I think you gotta walk up to the very top and then push the action button to lift the idol. And I'm over here having a small miniature panic. I was like, it's supposed to work. What am I? Did I miss something? Did I need to do something? Do I need to go back and talk to the goddesses? I don't know. So I decided to go all the way back to the bottom and come all the way to the top, and then it works. And I forget how much experience you get for this. You get a big experience drop right here. I think it's 2,700 experience. That's what it is. So quite a bit. Enough to level me up and get me to the next level. So we're going to jump cut to the Runaways, aka the Sacrifices. And they're going to tell us a little bit of information. Bolts is just saying that being turned to stone just sucks. Noit says that demons are coming from the core of Ease, which is even deeper than the sewer. Kyle says when he was at the bell tower, he looked down, he could see the world below, which it could mean that Ease is returned to service, and it actually is. When Boris came to, he found that Lilia was gone, and he says this place is not safe for a little girl like Lilia. And Keith says, Ed tells us that Keith told him that there's someone else that was petrified here and we need to find him, and that is Seda. Seda has our in-game weapon, like I said, because once again, he thinks he's the main character, but he's not. And Keith is going to be the awesome support character he is, and he's like, yeah, here's a wing, go get yourselves out, I'm going ahead, take care, bye, at all, see you at the core. And Bolts is like, it's a wing! Let's get out of here! Come on, guys! But before they go, they're going to give us the gold pendant, because we need that to get to the core of these. So, Adal swears he will find Aaliyah. And then, yeah, man, Bolts says he finds the gold. He found the gold medallion in the abandoned steam mine. So, he thinks it's fate that he found it, or he was led to it, so he gives us the gold medallion, gold pendant. And, yeah, so we're set. Now we need to go find Sada, because now he should be not petrified, and we can get our in-game weapon from him. And then from the in-game weapon, we can get our in-game armor. So, Aaliyah's here in this little cutscene, and she's being guided by the goddesses to the core of Ys. Because, like she said earlier in the game, she's a descendant of the priest Hadal, I think. Or Hadal. No, I think Debbie is one, and then Hadal is another. So now, we're going to go and get Sada's sword. So we need to go in here. Oh, shoot, and I forgot. I didn't turn into a ruse. These Gaytkeepahs like, he's falling here! Get him! Get him! Get him! And they're like, okay, we chased him off. Mr. Rue, did you finish him? Okay, I guess you must take him out. He'll never show up again. But yes, I forgot to turn to Rue. So that's like the first time the Gaytkeepahs actually did their job and chased Hadal off. The one and only time they chased me off. But, so what now? We're going to go to Priest Fact section again. We're going to enter the sewers from that part. And luckily, we won't need to actually go into the water canals. We can stay above the water canals, just like before we drain the water. We can get to Sada, and then from Sada, we can get our end-game weapon. And we're getting really, really, really close to the end of the game. Really close to the end of the game, which is a nice and a bad thing. It's nice to move on, but I'm a little sad to see this playthrough end. One of my favorite games actually here in recent years. And this is including Ys 1 and 2 as one game. But, okay, so we're entering the subterranean canals. And what we want to do is we want to go to the very bottom left section. So, you can follow the way I'm going. Hopefully I don't lead the wrong way. So, keep following the way I'm going. And then we will find Sada, and Sada will unfortunately be told by Adal that Maria is no longer in this world. So let's see. So Sada's like, who are you? I see you reversed the petrification. Much obliged. My name is Sada from Mirror Village. I came here to rescue my fiance Maria, and Adal tells Sada that he couldn't save her. And Sada's gonna be like, thank you for fighting to rescue her. Even if it wasn't successful, I respect the effort. I have no further need of the sword. You got me this far. It's been passed down my family for generations. And he's lost the will to fight, so now he's going to give us his Clara sword to us. And now we have our ultimate endgame weapon, which is what we need to actually beat Dalles. Because Dalles, just like Dark Fact, we cannot harm him without the Clara sword. So you need the sword in order to win that fight against Dalles. So we're going to go ahead and use some return magic and go back to Mirror Village, get the ultimate armor from Sada's dad, because their family has both the sword and the armor that's made from Clara. So we need to go and get that from him. So talk to Hadda, and he spots the sword, and he's like, oh, that's the Clara sword in your hands. Okay, I know what this means. You saved my son, right? Okay. So if you entrust you with the sword, I'll do my part and entrust you with the armor. So we get the armor, Clara armor, which looks remarkably similar to what Adal's wearing right now. So maybe he had Clara armor this entire time, and he just decided not to actually use it. I guess, I don't know. But Hadda just is a little bit sad he couldn't give us the Clara shield as well. So that's a little bit of a bad thing. But he's going to pray for our victory so we can end this evil menace, and yeah, we'll be done with this adventure soon. And one interesting thing about the battle sword and the Clara sword, they almost have the same icon. Of course, one's gold and one's silver, but they have remarkable similarities. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take the fight to the Gaytkeepahs and show a little bit of a funny thing that's interesting here. The Gaytkeepahs, they will hurt you if you give them a chance. I think they take about a fifth, or okay, never mind. They take about a quarter of your HP, maybe a little bit more than a quarter of your HP every time. So, they are by far the hardest normal enemies in the game. and at this point they're the only ones I think that didn't that give any sort of meaningful experience at this point. And the best way to take them out, I find, is to use the time magic, which freezes them in place, and then you can just go and start smacking them around and then take them out. But one funny thing about these gatekeepers is every single time you take them out, they're replaced with a new gatekeeper with a new name. So that's pretty funny. And if you talk to them, this one's Lord Gaytkeepahs the Fourth, and they all have interesting names. And this one is Gatekeeper the Fifth PI, so Private Investigator Gaytkeepahs. But yeah. And the one thing I should tell you is when they are getting ready to attack with that flashing animation, there's a frame like right there that their attack will go through, and you could suffer an unfortunate demise like you did me. And I don't know why, between all the fights with the gatekeepers, I decided not to heal. That's not a very smart move on my part, and that's something that you should most definitely do when your health is this low. So now we're going to go back in, and I'll just go ahead and tell you some of my favorite names for the gatekeepers. I think I'm going to talk to these. That's Gatekeeper 3rd Esquire. This is Dr. Gatekeeper the 4th DDS. Which he's a doctor in dental, what's he called? Oh, Doctor Dental Surgery, that's what it is. Okay, so Doctor of Dental Surgery. The next one is Gatekeeper 007. And just like the movie, James Bond says, like, maybe he's a spy for Dalles, and that's how he knows where Adol is. Maybe that's the gatekeeper that was informing Dalles about everything with that little magical triangle pyramid of his that can see everything. Is Gatekeeper 007. Oh my goodness. Whoever did this little inside joke with some of the Gaytkeepahs with these gatekeepers, they by far they deserve a raise. I hope they got a raise for that, because it's a very, I could have died right there. It's a very funny little, not an inside joke, but it's just a little bit of a fun bit in the game. I really do appreciate that. And we get Gatekeeper number 10. And then the next one I believe should be number 9. Like, yo, I'm number 9. Gatekeeper! So, very interesting, very funny. I'm glad this little joke was in the game. And once you take out 10 of them, you'll get a trophy that's called And Your Children's Children. So, very funny. I do enjoy that little joke. But now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take the fight to Dalles now. So we're going to heal, save, and then we're going to go straight to the shrine. So we're going to go ahead and spare the Gaytkeepahs, turn into a Rue. If you want to keep on taking them out and see what kind of names they get, that's number 11. So we're done with them. We're not going to mess with them, but feel free to grind them out to get another level. But I feel at level 50, I'm pretty stacked. Level 50 is more than enough to take out Dalles. I don't know if you're playing on a harder difficulty, maybe that's not the truth. But I'm very much just play normal. To me, it's a nice challenge. I'm just playing to enjoy it, and then just commentate over it. But put the gold pennant there. Go touch the statue. It'll be on what they call the path of gold, which is the path to get to the core of these. And I don't know for the life of me why I would keep equipping smoked meat as a healing item. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I just feel like Adol needs some protein in his life to keep pushing on, but I digress. So this is a little bit of a straight shot, which is, well, not a little bit, it is a straight shot, which is very appreciated. So we go in here, and then this is Dalles' boss room, and I will say right now, Dalles has the best boss music of the two Ys games by far. I really do like it. Even though I equipped the fire magic, we're not going to use the fire magic. We're going to go to the old bump system that was tried and true in Ys 1. So here we go. Adol the Red, at long last you've come. I never suspected you'd be so strong, but this is where it ends. I will utter a prayer over your mangled corpse. The hopes of the goddesses will fall into ruin on this spot. I was born of the essence of magic. No parlor tricks granted you by the priest will have any effect on me. So now we are going to be greeted with this awesome music with Dalles. And so what we need to do is we need to just run right into him like any other enemy. But of course you need the Clara's sword. You can normally get 2 good smacks in him before he teleports away. And what you see is what he does. He shoots little balls of energy, lasers at you, and he has these little fire meteors around him that protect him. So unfortunately, you won't be able to avoid all the damage, but try to mitigate the damage by not getting hit, of course. And then when you're in there, just hit him twice and try to get the safety away from those rocks. And that's it. That's the whole battle. And he has a pretty beefy health bar compared to your 1 health bar. So just make sure you use it healing on him if you need it, and then just keep it a good fight, and you should be good. And whatever you do, I probably said this before, but do not equip the elixir in this fight. Save it for the last boss. The last boss by far is what, like, if you think this is crazy what Dalles is doing, just wait till the next boss. But we get the last magic right before that boss fight to help mitigate a lot of that damage. But just stay on Dalles' case, get as close as you can, smack him twice, and then try to avoid all the meteors that you can. Whatever attacks are still on the screen, try to avoid it as best as you can. You will take some damage, unfortunately, but you'll outlast him with the strategy of just go in there as you can, avoid, and then run out and try to avoid. Do your best and you'll get this. He seems like the ultimate baddie, and in story terms, he kind of is, in my opinion. He's one of my favorite baddies in Ease. But in this game, in this fight, he's a bit of a pushover. I say in this game because he's also in Ease Origin. But yeah, so we're gonna want to just keep smacking. I think I'm gonna go 2 more rounds and then he'll be done like dinner. So just go around, smack, and then I missed the second one, so I'm gonna take him out right here. And with this, the reign of Dalles is finally over. Maria's avenged. All the horrible things that Dalles did is avenged. And I'll catch you on the next part, folks. Later, and bye.